Horizon Properties, the real property merchants, offers proficient, time-tested real estate services to all property buyers and sellers. Are you selling or letting? Looking to buy or lease property? We sell and let residential, commercial, and industrial properties, farms, and small holdings throughout the country. Our pride is on offering tailor-made services to meet the unique needs of each client, coupled with innovative, effective marketing tactics for each property. Before you buy a plot or farmland, check if Horizon Properties doesn't have it at a cheaper price. Come and experience the proficiency that makes Horizon Properties stand out from the rest. Tried and trusted to deliver to its customers' expectations. We have offices in the following locations: Woodlands Head Office, in Kablonga, on the alley behind Osaka Hotel. Horizon Properties, the real property merchants.
It's 1832. Welcome to another episode of Property Focus, brought to you courtesy of Horizon Properties, and of course I'm your host, Nono Zaza. Tonight on the show we are talking about property housing development as well as guidelines for small investors. But before we get into tonight's business, here's a call out to clients, and of course different category of clients, people who've done business with Horizon Properties or are still doing business with Horizon Properties. Now, clients who were offered but have not come forward to execute contracts of sales, clients who finished paying and executed contracts of sales but have not come forward to proceed with the transfer of rights or change of ownership, clients who have proceeded with a change of ownership but certain documents are missing, for example NRC copies, clients who have finished paying and submitted all relevant documents but have not received their titles, as well as clients who for one reason or the other are not getting the expected feedback. What you need to do is send a text or WhatsApp to this number 097 9685 892 097 9685 892. This evening I am joined by Dr. Soko Mpindi, who is CEO from Horizon Properties. Doctor, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, listeners. Good evening to you.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, Doc, so let's get straight into it. We're talking property housing development guidelines for small investors. Maybe the first question I should ask you is, as a small investor in property or housing development, what do I need to know about the economy? How can I understand? Or what do I need to plan around it?
Okay, thank you very much. Happy Valentine. I see you're in red. I don't know.
It's just an ordinary day, Doc.
Although it says Valentine Day, but we decided to now continue with the guiding the public, our customers and the would-be customers on how to go about with investment. As we spend today, this evening, on Valentine, but life continues after that. So if you intend to invest in property development or housing development, you need to have a thorough understanding of the current and the future economic conditions, market conditions, and also understand how they relate to these economic conditions and market conditions relate to the house market. Ordinarily, when there is an economic improvement or growth in the country, the housing market should show some positive movements. But apparently, because wherever you go in an economy, you see house development, property development, it will show that there is some activity, positive activity in the economy. If you go to any economy or any country and find that nothing is being constructed, then visibly you will know that there's a problem in this economy because there's no construction. Because when the economy is expanding, we need offices, you need warehouses, you need factories. So it will show you that there's a positive activity in the economy. But on the other hand, what we see in the Zambian economy that this barometric indication doesn't show like that, because most of the movements in the property market they are caused by liquidity in the economy, and this situation is usually very, very unpredictable. When you see people buying, when you see them buying, then I think contractors have been paid. The government is paying contractors, so there's liquidity in the economy. Then you see some movements, but that's not supposed to be the case. The movement must be in the property market must be predictable. They must be in tandem with the growth of the economy, or the activity improvement in the economy. They must tally. But because of the certain economic factors that are not prevailing in the country, for example, interest rates are too high. So you cannot say, okay, the interest rates have gone down. Now the property development activity is positive. So it doesn't work like that. So that's the situation.
All right. Now, since you're talking about the economy and everything, does inflation affect property or housing development?
Yes, indeed, because inflation, which is the rate of change, the rate of increase of prices of a specific period of time. Mind you, if you hear of decrease in inflation, does not mean that the prices are going down. No, it's the rate at which they are increasing. Inflation is increasing, so when inflation is going down, it means that the prices of commodities, including building materials, they are coming to stabilize. They are not increasing at a faster rate. Therefore, you are able to predict. So if you are thinking of investing in property or housing development, it is very important to monitor inflation and interest rates very, very carefully to make the most of your investment very prudent and very profitable. Inflation determines actually the real return on any investment that you make, and you can have a major impact. Your investment can have a major impact if you don't monitor inflation, because the inflation, depending on how it's the movement, it can dilute your future returns to nothing. For example, if you are buying at the time you're starting your development, the cement was buying at let's say 65 kwacha, and then towards the end it goes into 140, as it happened a few years ago. So it means that all your projections then they have been defeated.
Means everything has gone up.
It's gone. So the major component of your development, if it's cement or steel, and the kwacha is devalued to an extent that maybe everything doubles, it means that if you have borrowed, then it's a disaster. It can be a big disaster. So that's why it's very important to monitor inflation, because you cannot invest at the mercy of inflation. So you need to monitor. That's why, as an investor, whether you're individual or a learner or a professional investor, you need to they invest where the inflation is stable, where the price of commodities are stable. It means that your investment is predictable, your return is predictable.
Let's look at trends, Doc. How important are trends in making informed decisions when it comes to property development?
Thank you very much for that question. So you see, in economics, we look at trends. If you are to analyze the situation, you don't look at what is now. You look at what has been happening for the past years, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and what's happening now. You see, is there stability in these conditions? So to understand trends and prospecting, like especially in the property development or house market, you need to look at how the market is performing. So you invest where the market is stable and predictable. So in the short term, you can buy and sell quickly. Yes, does it make sense? You should look at the trends. Are the prices for the properties, are they increasing in a certain direction? Does it make business sense to you if you invest and you want to sell quickly? Or the trends we see in the prices may warrant you to wait for a long time, and so that you have the capital gain of your property. So trends are very, very important, and that's how you're able to have a focus on your investment.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's look at housing market conditions, and if there's a change in that aspect, how can a property investor deal with this aspect when it comes to property development?
Yes, here what we can say that whether you're an individual, so long as you want to either to construct or to buy and sell, it's very important that you understand and are able to access the market. Generally, housing market conditions in terms of prices have been currently they've been stable. And you see, what we're seeing now is that the properties of the higher end, the landlords, I can't say investors, because we have very few Zambian investors. We have landlords.
Yes.
You have a house and you want to sell it. You want to sell it and take your investment somewhere, your income, or you sell somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
We are seeing properties on the higher end, like for example, 2 million, 3 million. There's stagnation in terms of movement, sales. This tells you you're able to understand. But you need to understand the market conditions. Apparently, most of the landlords who are selling Kablonga Woodlands, they are not understanding the market condition. They are not reducing the price. So the properties are now on the market. They are distressed, but stagnant.
So which means no one is buying.
No one is buying. I will not mention roads. I won't mention, but when you go there, maybe last year you passed there. I asked, okay, did you see this property? It's still there. But the landlords, I can't say investors, because they didn't own those properties for sale. They're just seeing, hoping. They have not studied when were those prices, going at that price. So they are thinking in the past, because the trends change. So their properties are now stagnant. So it's very important to understand how the market is moving. I told there's one landlord. Actually, he mentioned some statement which is very surprising. He was saying that I'm selling my property in the future. Meaning future value. He's saying future value. I said, no, future value. Now you want to get the value for the investor who's going to buy this property. Then what's the point? What is going to the buyer going to gain? So no, if I say now, I can't sell in market value. I have to sell future value. So there's nothing like that in property investment. In the property value, you can't sell, okay, this property, I'm thinking in the future it will move to $1 million. No, now give it to me now. Yeah. Because in future you are going to, when you develop there, it will cost 1 million. So these are all these this information which we need to disseminate to the public, so they understand that the market and the trends.
Now, Doc, with everything that you've said here, you've talked about the market conditions, you talk about inflation, you've talked about the economy. As an individual, should I invest in property at this time?
Okay, don't be coward. Don't be coward. Some of these questions which are being raised by the people, I think they border on cowardice, which we don't subscribe to as investors. So the economic and financial challenges we are experiencing in Zambia, such as inflation, high inflation rates, high interest rates, high cost of living, high cost of fuel. One may wonder whether this is the right time to invest. You see, investment is how to assess the risks associated with investment. Most investors, acumen investors, property investors, they make their money during recession. So when there are a lot of distressed properties, because as I've mentioned, in a few months' time, the landlords who are hanging on to those properties, they are going to themselves apart from the property being distressed, they are going to be distressed
themselves.
Yes, and they will have no alternative, because you can't hang on the market for long, because even your property hangs on the market, it becomes monotonous and it can go on the street. So, what is important is to assess the risks involved with what you want to do. So you assess the risk. For example, we have now one of the major issues you can look at, the political stability. That is correct. What do you want to do? Are you investing in small houses? Are you investing in the compounds? Are the customers there? So these are issues you need to consider. What are you doing? What are you going to do? What do you want to do? This is the right time to invest, because as far as I'm concerned, I've not seen prices going down. They don't go down.
The price always goes up.
That is the peculiar situation in Zambia. Prices don't go down. That's why, apparently, I've just mentioned to you that there are a lot of distressed properties. People are hanging on. Some of them are going to die and leave those properties, and the children will offload.
Are they cheaper?
Giveaway, not cheaper, giveaway.
Okay.
So it's very important to the right time to invest is now, because as long as you do your homework, do some bit of research. I'm not saying go and do a research study. No, check around, check the papers. Where's the information? Who's selling what? What's the price in Tablonga? What's the price in Chilenji? Then you make a decision based on that information you have gathered. Then you make a decision. Apparently, if you research around and you check the prices, you're able to get a good bargain as long as you are ready to invest.
Wow.
Yes, and also what's important also, watch your finances. Don't rush to invest and put your family in distress. And property investment is not a quick buck kind of business.
Get rich scheme.
No, it's not possible. If it happens like that, then very sooner or later it will bring you back to the right path.
All right. Doc, we appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to have you on this program.
No, thank you very much.
All right. Now, 18:47 is the time. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, I will be speaking to Mbewe Adrian, who is Sales and Farmland Listings Coordinator from Horizon Properties. Do stay tuned.
Lusaka is among the fastest growing cities in the southern region. Did you know that city expansion creates land scarcity, which presents opportunities to bogus and fake land traders? Did you know that Horizon Properties has been diligently selling genuine affordable residential plots and farms to the public for over 20 years? Yes, Horizon Properties is a trusted name and the #1 buyer's partner in affordable residential plots and farms with a track record spanning over 20 years. Remember, buying land from just anyone could be risky. Buy land from the people you know. Buy cheap land from Horizon Properties. Come visit our head office in Woodlands on Chindo Road, right opposite Woodlands A Primary School. Kablonga Shopping Complex, shop number 8, Chindo Road, Lusaka. Lusaka Town Center on the alley behind Lusaka Hotel. Contact our Kablonga office on 0211-260422. Our town office 0211-226902. Horizon Properties, the real property merchants.
Welcome back. You are listening to Property Focus, brought to you courtesy of Horizon Properties. Like I promised you, I have Mbewe Adrian, who is Sales and Farmland Listings Coordinator, also from Horizon Properties. Mr. Mbewe, good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Nono, and good evening to the listeners.
Now, Doc spoke about today being Valentine's, and I noticed all of us in the studio here, no one is dressed for the occasion. I understand.
We stick to business.
It's a working day. So let's talk about Valentine's at Horizon Properties. What can people get, and what does it come with?
Okay, so first allow me to say happy Valentine's, of course, to our dear listeners, and of course happy Valentine's to you. No.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then of course I would just want to say to the listeners to say hope you manage to either get a plot or hope you still manage to get a plot tomorrow at Horizon Properties. So what we've done at Horizon Properties is that we've picked out a site which we've actually offered to to our dear clients and those and to our would-be clients. So what's happening is if you're buying let's say a plot in Silverest, which is a residential area, we've given a 15,000 kwacha discount. So the plots that actually sell at 165 in Silverest, we're actually selling them at 150,000 kwacha for a cash price. So if you're buying cash, we give you at 150,000 kwacha instead of 165,000 kwacha. So you can imagine the discount. So this is a very prime area and a very good location. Only about 3 kilometers from the Greatest Road. It has a built-up neighborhood. Power is already on site. There's network there, and the access road is just excellent. You don't have to worry about issues of maybe passing through narrow roads and all that. So the road is actually excellent. The beacons and everything has already been done, and then the land, of course, is on title. So of course, you can imagine what you can do with 15,000 kwacha. So 15,000 kwacha, if you have your calculator, you have a calculator with you, you realize that you'll be getting something like 3,000 blocks in 15,000 kwacha. So that will be enough for you to actually start your construction. So please rush to Horizon Properties, because this promotion is only valid up to tomorrow. So we started yesterday, today, and tomorrow, Wednesday, which will be the 15th of February 2022. So please don't be left out. Make sure to say you rush to get a plot in Silver Rest at only 150,000 kwacha for a 20 by 30.
All right, thanks so much, Adrian. I'm now joined by Derek Atongo, who is liaison officer from the Green Village Project. Derek, good evening and welcome to the program.
Evening, Non, and thank you for having us.
All right, still been Valentine's. Let's talk about the housing development. Are there any considerations happening there because today is Valentine's?
Oh, yes. At Horizon Properties, we have always believed that the most effective way of expressing love is through giving. Okay, so wouldn't want to call this as a promotion, but it's just we've just taken an initiative to just give as an expression of love to our clients that have been there with us and have supported us throughout. So at the Horizon Green Village, we're giving a gift of 10,000 on the 20 by 22.5 plots. So if you those that came today, actually they were able to save 10,000 on their purchase. So instead of paying 75,000 kwacha, they were actually paying 65. Yeah. So even tomorrow, the giving is still going on. I'm avoiding to call it a promotion. So the giving is still going on. So those that would actually rush and be part of this initiative, please come through and be able to save that 10,000, because like my colleague mentioned, 10,000 or 15,000 on the other plots that were offering actually can go a long way, because just on the Green Village, 10,000 can enable you to start your construction. You can secure about 2,000 blocks. You can secure about 77 pockets of cement, which would actually go a long way in terms of you kickstarting your project. So we believe that this is just an opportunity that we have taken just to appreciate and be able to be part and parcel of this particular occasion to actually give our clients these gifts.
Okay, let's look at the benefits of investing in housing development such as Horizon Green Village by corporate institutions. I know there are a lot of people, sometimes individuals come through, but when it comes to companies, corporate institutions, what are some of the benefits of them trying to invest into this housing development?
Okay, there are a lot of benefits. As Horizon Properties, we have been on the property market for a while now, and we believe and understand the challenges that a lot of people are facing, more especially employees from different organizations and institutions. So what we did is we came up with these packages that are ranging from bare plots to actually housing, just to actually enable people to have access to affordable housing and as well as affordable land. In this case, we're talking about the Green Village. So the benefits that are there, that these institutions will be able to help their employees to secure land and housing before their retirement. No, you agree with me that the notion that has been there is that people believe only retirement packages would enable them to actually secure property, either land, a farm, or even housing. But we believe that as the private sector, we have a role to play to make sure that those employees that are from the public service, as well as those that are just within the private sector, they must be able to actually pay and secure land before their retirement. So these packages actually are directed to corporate institutions and organizations that would come on board to actually secure land before the retirement of their employees. So this actually gives them an opportunity. Another benefit that is there is that our packages remove stress or burden on employees, because we understand that if an employee would need to go and get a loan or contract a loan for them to buy land or to buy a house, that would actually bring so much stress. As a result, they would actually forego some of the critical responsibilities that they may have to deliver to their families. So we believe that we have these packages that have been tailored in such a way that people would not feel that pinch on their pay slips, because these are tailor-made to a point where they'll be able to pay within their means because of the flexibility on the payment plan, as well as just the discounts that we offer for those that would pay on cash basis. And the other benefit that I would actually want to end with is that this gives an opportunity to the employees to buy property on the current value. Remember, Doc was talking about current value and future value of property. So here we give these employees an opportunity to actually buy land that they might have bought maybe later on in the near future. But at least we give them an opportunity with flexibility in terms of payment plans and also just the pricing itself, so that at least they're able to access land using the current value instead of the future value.
All right, thanks so much, Derek. Now joined by Lutanda Kahuta, who is sales and lettings rep, also from Horizon Properties. Lutanda, good evening and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having us, Nono.
All right. Could you help us draw comparisons between Minwood, Mika area, as well as Lilai for those seeking to invest in property? I know you did this a few weeks ago with Lilai and Silver.
Yes, it's good you remember.
So this is different.
Yes, but we're still maintaining the Lilai because I think there was an aspect of trying to maintain areas that are of similarity.
Yes.
In some regard. So yes, on that very same opening of saying there's similarity between the Minwood Mika area and Lilai, would say the similarity comes into the level of development, in the sense that they're both about to reach, if not that they've reached the cash cow stage, meaning there's very little development that is going to happen to make them increase in value, because they've reached that stage. Say Coca-Cola, there is no more reaching a higher platform than they've reached. So this is the stage where the Minwood Mika area and Lilai are just about to reach also. But then just to get into details with Minwood Mika area, this is an affluent neighborhood with a lot of high profile people in the area. It's a place that is the neighborhood is made up of extremely beautiful picturesque structures, meaning they're very, very appealing to the sight, beautiful if anything. And then if you have a structure or trying to get a plot in this area, you're guaranteed of value appreciation of your property. You know, the saying is guilty by association. So what your neighbor has simply also rubs onto your property. Just by simply you having a property in that area simply means your property gains value. You can't have a property that is 1.5 in an area where everything else is 1.5, and then just because your house perhaps doesn't match the standard, however, the value of the land is going to speak for itself also. So meaning even the little house that you've built is going to have a bigger value than it would have, say, in another area. You can't compare what you build in Minwood with Silverest, simply because of the area being Minwood. So this also opens us up, of course, to the element of the level of development, or the economic element in regards to the area, right? In the sense that the rental aspect that you would have in regards to Minwood Mika area, this falls in the same range as Salama Park, Ibex, New Kasama, and other such prominent places. In other words, you'll be getting top kwacha for your property in terms of rentals. And then we move on to the other aspect of which is selling. Take, for instance, you have a property in this area and then you choose to dispose of it for either, of course, it being an investment or just something that requires to be disposed because you need to push the monies or finances elsewhere. You have property in this area, means you're getting more than you would get. Take, for instance, the example that I just gave of you having the same property in Silverest. Then you'd get more value in Minwood Mika area than you would in Silverest because of the level of development that it's at.
All right. I'm going to catch you short there, but you will continue. We need to go for the headlines. And when we come back, I'll give you an opportunity to finish with where you left off.
All right.
Do stay tuned.
The news headlines every second hour are sponsored by Swan Insurance Zambia. For you, for them, for life. Swan, for life.
The Human Rights Commission has called on the judiciary to consider deploying some of the newly appointed judges at High Court level to provinces with inadequate judges in an effort to enhance the delivery of justice. The Indian government says it stands ready to support interventions that will help to improve the welfare of the vulnerable in society through skills development. And the World Vasectomy Day, in partnership with the Zambia National Men's Network for Gender and Development and Mary Stopes Zambia, has launched their 25 Days Love campaign, targeting to reach 25 men that will undergo free vasectomy. And militants have attacked an army outpost and a gold mine run by precious stones miner Gemfields Group in the northern Mozambican district of Montepes in Cabo Delgado province. Privately owned radio station Zumbo FM has reported. And in sports, Liverpool want UEFA to fully and transparently fulfill recommendations made in an independent report on the events before last season's Champions League final in Paris. Ends the headlines.
Zambia's award-winning and most trusted news and entertainment provider. Consistently delivering unrivaled world-class radio 24/7, 365. We are Hot FM.
Did you know that Lusaka is among the fastest growing cities in the southern region? Did you know that city expansion creates land scarcity, which presents opportunities to bogus and fake land traders? Did you know that Horizon Properties has been diligently selling genuine affordable residential plots and farms to the public for over 20 years? Yes, Horizon Properties is a trusted name and the #1 buyer's partner in affordable residential plots and farms with a track record spanning over 20 years. Remember, buying land from just anyone could be risky. Buy land from the people you know. Buy cheap land from Horizon Properties. Come visit our head office in Woodlands on Chindo Road, right opposite Woodlands A Primary School. Kablonga Shopping Complex, shop number 8, Chindo Road, Lusaka. Lusaka Town Center on the alley behind Lusaka Hotel. Contact our Kablonga office on 0211 260422. Our town office 0211 226902. Horizon Properties, the real property merchants.
You're listening to Property Focus, brought to you courtesy of Horizon Properties. Now, before we took a break for the headlines, Lutanda there was trying to help us draw comparisons between Mika Minwood as well as Lilai for those of us who are seeking to invest property in those areas. Lutanda, you can continue where you were.
Yes, we're on the aspect of the rental element or selling element when it comes to Minwood Mika area.
Mm-hmm.
And we said with the rental aspect, you're in the books of Salama Park, Nyukasama, and other such prominent areas. So meaning you're getting the most out of your property in terms of rentals. And then we also talked about the selling aspect, of which we said, well, look, with a developed area of such, you could have a structure in the very same area, the Minwood Mika area, or have the same structure in Silverest area. But then at what price are you going to sell it at, or rather what's the differentiating factor in amount? And we say the Mika convention area is obviously going to be higher because of the status and level of development and everything that comes to be with it as in its level of affluence. Then the other advantages that we just put on to top it off, say you already own a property or looking to buy a plot in this very same area, we would say the area is includes, or rather comprise of, it has very fresh air. Funny enough, for a place that is developed to that level, they have not, the place has a lot of trees. A lot of forestry, so to say, which of course gives that serene environment and is very, very peaceful. So you get that fresh air that you wouldn't get with a place that is as developed as it is. Most places that is developed as the Minwood Mika area is, you won't get the type of fresh air that you get in this area. And then proximity to the airport is also an additional factor that makes it gives it a plus in its book, of course. And then shopping malls and so many other factors. And then just to top it off, Horizon Properties does have plots in this area. Our site is actually subdivided into 20 by 30 portions, which are going for 350,000 kwacha, and which is very, very competitive considering everything that has been mentioned and the prices of the very same amount of space that are going at the very same area. We are very, very competitive in this regard. And these plots are actually just 500 meters from the tarred road. That is, of course, from the Minwood Gated community. that proceeds all the way to the Great East Road. We're only 500 meters from this third road. And then to bring in the Lilai aspect now, well, as already said, Lilai is also well developed in this regard. The neighborhood that is, it's really close to reaching its apex also, the cash cow stage as I stipulated before, where it can't really gain much in value from the level that it's at right now. It does have a little bit of a window, considering there's a hospital, the specialized hospital that's coming up in Lilai, just along Kasama Road. So we're talking about it going to gain value more, because then it's going to have the doctors coming into the area. Then of course properties that are on rental are going to get even more filled up and everything else. So it's got that little bit of a window, but then it's about to reach its cash cow stage also. So it's a very, very good area to compare with Mika Minwood area. So as Horizon Properties also, we do have a site in this area, also subdivided into 20 by 30 plots, which are going at 250,000 kwacha. These are plots that are currently on title. So you buy, we give you title, and then can be easily converted into, of course, that title having a name on it. We also have in the same area plots that we're selling, which are 30 by 40s, going at only 365. The 20 by 30s are going at 250,000 kwacha, and the 30 by 40s are going at only 365. This is very, very competitive, and people are actually we prompt people to actually get on board and have a site viewing and try to see if it meets the element, because these are very, very perfect pricings and very good locations. Other than being advanced in the development stage, Lilai has some of the following advantages, which are: it has a lot of beautiful houses that are connected by an incredible road network. The road network is well done for the most part. You'd only find a few roads that haven't been tarred yet. So the road network is actually very good, and so is the wiring, the electric power lines, ZESCO power lines that are running in the area. So you wouldn't have to worry about tapping into power and whatnot, because that's something that's very easy with this area. Lilai also has amenities almost as comparable as the Mika Minwood area. Lilai has amenities such as filling stations. It has a number of filling stations. Shopping centers, most people call them shopping malls, but really they're shopping complexes. And schools of all levels. And at tertiary level, we have most prominently Texila and Apex, which of course also opens up to the business of having boarding houses. Because as we know, most of these universities do not have enough housing facilities for their students. So that's also an addition to this area. So which area would I go to comparing the two, considering they're so closely related? One, it's at what level I want to invest it. In other words, what buying power do I have? How much money do I have? But they're equally matched, I would say, in that regard. It's just about how much money you have and how quick you want to dispose the property, and at what level you want to operate at. Obviously, we're going to say in rental terms, you're going to get more from the Mika Minwood area, and then from the Lilai one also, it's also going to easily get you money, but then you can't compare the two areas just as of yet. Yes, the Mika Minwood area is more affluent in that regard.
All right. Thanks so much, Utanda, for the
Thank you
knowledge
very
there.
much.
And I do hope that people can make an informed decision on whether they want to settle in Lilai or they want to settle in Minwood, right? Minwood Mika.
Yes.
There we go. All right. Adrian is back again. Adrian, what do we have in terms of farmland? And could you briefly give us some of the sites that are currently on sale at Horizon Properties?
Okay. So we have farmland in Chisamba, which is already on title. So if you are driving towards the Great North Road, you drive all the way up to Landrace Corner, and then from Landrace Corner, you branch off on Old Mumba Road. You drive for about 18 kilometers on the tarmac, and then only 2 kilometers off the third road. So power is actually nearby. If we won't say in close proximity today, because others may be wondering what we are trying to talk about. So today we'll just say our power is nearby. It only take you a few pauses before you get power to your farm. And then, of course, the farm is on title, like I said, and has a 99 years lease. And then the price for a 5-acre lot is only 75,000 kwacha. So if you're coming through and you don't have 75,000 kwacha cash, we are open to installments. We'll give you a very flexible payment plan. And then away from what we have in Zamba, proceeding on the same Great North Road, we have farmland in Chibombo. So in Chibombo, what we've done is currently there's a farmland which is selling at 60,000 kwacha for 20 acres. This is only 16 kilometers from the third Great North Road, and parts of the road, of course, is third. So this one, of course, we only have limited slots which are on sale. So if you're someone that would want to get into cattle ranching, you want to do goats, of course, if you want to do watermelons, please come through and get a farmland in Chiwombo, because very soon, of course, we'll be talking of maybe increasing the price to back to the original price, which is almost about 100,000 kwacha. So this one is a must buy. 20 acres for only 60,000 kwacha at Horizon Properties. And then still in Chibombo, again, we have farms which are still selling at 100,000 kwacha for 20 acres, which are only 14 kilometers from the third road. So these ones, for those that would want to engage us to do title for them, Horizon Properties is open for that, and we are going to offer you that service. And then away from what we have in Chibombo, we have farmland in Chongwe. So what we have in Chongwe, we have a site which is actually only 2 kilometers from the third road, which is actually very prime. Power is only a few meters from the farm, and the price for a 5-acre lot is only 100,000 kwacha. So for those that would want to stay at the farm and still drive back to Lusaka for work, this is something that you shouldn't miss out. We only have a few lots, of course, remaining, because we've sold almost everything that we had there. So we have a few lots for those that would want to buy and those that want to take advantage. Please make sure to say you get a 5-acre lot, which is very close to the tarmac. The access road is excellent, and anything else, virgin land for you at only 100,000 kwacha for 5 acres. And then away from Chongwe, we have farmland in Mongole. So what we have in Mongole, you can either use Mumba Road, branching off from Mwembeshi, or can get in from 10 miles using the tarmac that goes to Mongole Palace. So you drive on that road straight up to Mumba Road. So for those that will be on Mumba Road, right at Mwembeshi, you turn to the right, you start heading the 10 miles direction. It will still lead you to where we have the farms. So it's actually Ring Zambia Road. And then a 5-acre lot in Mongole, we've actually priced them for only 40,000 kwacha, depending on what you're getting. The other lots, which you realize that they're very close to the tarmac and maybe sit right on the main gravel road, those, the pricing is a bit different. You find that it's maybe at 50,000 kwacha or 60,000 kwacha at most. So please, if you've not yet gotten a farm from Horizon Properties and you've missed out on this rain season, make sure to say you get a farm now so that you don't miss out on the next farming season.
All right. Thanks so much, Adrian. Lutanda, in terms of where people can find you and contact you, they may have been listening to this program for the first time and they may be interested in acquiring property or selling property. Where can they find you and how can they contact you?
Well, our physical places of contact are, we have an office in Woodlands. This is also our head office. It's actually along Chindo Road, right opposite Woodlands A Primary School. And then we're also in Kabulonga on shop number 8, Chindo Road. And then we're also in town on the alley behind Lusaka Hotel. We can also be contacted on the phone numbers 0211-260422. That's 0211-260422 for our Kabulonga office, and 0211-226902. 0211-226902 for our town office. And of course, we can also be contacted via Facebook for our main page. Our main page being Horizon Properties Limited, where we show our vast portfolio of properties, is Horizon Properties Limited. And then we also have a page for strictly the Green Village project. This page being Horizon Green Village project. So we're very easy to find.
All right, thanks so much. Adrian, as we wrap up the program, what are your closing remarks and what should people look out for? I know Valentine's is today. You have a promo that's running. Oh, he didn't say it's a promo. A giveaway.
Yeah, it's just a giveaway. We're just trying to give something to the lovers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of what people should look out for, I did mention, of course, on the program to say we're going to have the land auction in April. So the land auction is coming, and it will definitely be big. So my appeal to those that would want to take part, those that have been trying to sell farmland for a long time, and they've not succeeded, please, this is the platform that Horizon Properties is trying to give you for you to get to offload your parcels of land. So if you have farmland or you have residential plots, this is the deal. So this will be more like this will be strictly for land, like in Rwanda we're calling it the land auction. So it won't be for houses. You won't come to bid for houses. So for those that will have farmland, let's say in Lusaka, let's say with the outskirts of Lusaka, in these other provinces, be it on the Copper Belt, be in Central Province, this will be the best platform where you get people to buy your land. So if you've not yet gotten in touch with us, please you can walk to our offices or the addresses that Lutanda just gave, or you can inbox us on our Facebook page, which is Horizon Properties Limited, or you can simply send us an email to info@thehorizonproperties.com, and would gladly be of help. So the land auction is coming, and territories is opening as well in April. So as you come through to actually maybe get land during the auction, who have a variety for you. There'll be residential plots which will be very cheap, and we'll have farmland which will be very cheap, land which is already on title. So please make a date with us, and make sure to say you follow our Facebook page, which is Horizon Properties Limited, and Horizon Green Village project page specifically for the Horizon Green Village.
All right. Gentlemen, always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for coming through. Yeah, and we urge people to come to your offices tomorrow, because tomorrow is the final day for the Valentine's giveaway, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right. Until next week, thank you for coming through, gentlemen.
It's always a pleasure being here.
Okay. There you have it. That's it for today's episode of Property Focus. Be sure to catch us next week on Tuesday, just after 18:30, right here on Hot FM. Do stay tuned.